Which military punishment destroyed someone's life over something completely minor? Private Dalton Reeves got court-martialed over a candy bar, not stealing one, not selling them illegally. He ate his own candy bar in the wrong place at the wrong time. This happened at Fort Hood in 2019. Dalton was 20 years old 3 months into his first duty station. Good kid from rural Montana. Never been in trouble. Always showed up on time. Did his job without complaints. Our battalion had this new sergeant major, guy named Sterling Caldwell, former drill instructor type, obsessed with uniform standards and military appearance. Made everyone's life miserable with random inspections. Caldwell instituted this new rule. No eating or drinking anything except water while in uniform outdoors. Said it looked unprofessional. Wanted soldiers to maintain a professional image at all times. Most of us thought it was stupid but followed the rule. Caldwell would walk around base looking for violations. Hand out counseling statements like Halloween candy. One Thursday afternoon, Dalton finished motor pool duty early. He was walking back to the barracks, still in his uniform. Reached into his cargo pocket and pulled out a Snickers bar he bought at the PX that morning. Unwrapped it and took a bite. Right as Sergeant Major Caldwell drove past in his truck. Caldwell slammed on his brakes, jumped out, started screaming at Dalton in the middle of the parking lot. Did I not make myself clear about eating in uniform? Dalton swallowed quickly, stood at attention. Yes, Sergeant Major, I forgot. Won't happen again. You're damn right it won't. Give me your ID card. Caldwell wrote Dalton up on the spot. Counseling statement for violating base policy. Dalton signed it, figured that was the end. It wasn't. Caldwell had a reputation for holding grudges. Made Dalton his personal target after that. Started finding reasons to write him up for everything. Boots not shiny enough, hair slightly too long, wall locker organized wrong. Every tiny infraction got documented. 3 weeks later, Caldwell caught Dalton walking across grass instead of using the sidewalk. Technically against base regulations, but something everyone did. This time Caldwell recommended Article 15 non-judicial punishment for walking on grass. Our commander tried to talk him down, said it seemed excessive. Caldwell insisted. Said Dalton showed a pattern of disrespect for regulations. Pointed to all the counseling statements he built up. Dalton took the Article 15, lost half a month's pay, got extra duty for 2 weeks, but that wasn't enough for Caldwell. Next month, Dalton was 5 minutes late to formation. Overslept because his alarm didn't go off. Happens to everyone eventually. Caldwell recommended court-martial for being late. Dereliction of duty. Said the Article 15 proved Dalton was a repeat offender who needed serious consequences. Our commander refused. Said a court-martial for being 5 minutes late was insane. Caldwell went over his head to the brigade commander. Brigade commander sided with Caldwell. Said the documentation showed a pattern. Approved the court-martial. Dalton got assigned a military lawyer. Young lieutenant named Nolan Pierce who never handled a case before. Pierce advised Dalton to plead guilty, take the plea deal. Deal was bad conduct discharge, forfeiture of all pay, reduction to E1. But Pierce said fighting it could result in worse. Dalton didn't know any better. Took the deal, thought it would just be a mark on his record. He didn't understand what a bad conduct discharge meant. It's a federal conviction. Shows up on background checks forever. Bars you from most jobs. Disqualifies you from veterans benefits. Dalton lost everything over being 5 minutes late to one formation. He tried finding work back in Montana. Every application asked about military service. Every background check showed the bad conduct discharge. Couldn't get hired anywhere. Not at grocery stores, not at gas stations, not even at fast food restaurants. Nobody wanted to hire someone with a federal conviction. Lost his apartment after 3 months. Couldn't pay rent without income. Moved back in with his parents at 21 years old. His dad was a Vietnam veteran. Saw the discharge paperwork and understood immediately what had happened. Called it the worst injustice he'd seen in 50 years. Started making calls, contacted military lawyers, veteran advocacy groups, anyone who would listen. That's when they discovered Pierce had given Dalton terrible advice. Court-martial for being late to one formation wouldn't have held up under scrutiny. The whole case was built on Caldwell's vendetta over a candy bar. Dalton had grounds for appeal. The original punishment was disproportionate to the offense. Pierce's representation was inadequate. Took 18 months and $10,000 in legal fees, but Dalton got his discharge upgraded to general under honorable conditions. Not perfect, but it removed the federal conviction, made him eligible for basic veterans benefits, allowed him to find actual employment. He works construction now in Billings, makes decent money, has an apartment, but he lost 3 years of his life and $10,000 fighting a discharge over eating a candy bar. Sergeant Major Caldwell retired 6 months after Dalton's court-martial. Full pension, full benefits, moved to Florida, never faced consequences for abusing his authority, never had to answer for ruining a kid's life over minor infractions. The commander who tried to stop it got relieved of command 3 months later, officially for unrelated reasons. Everyone knew it was because he'd opposed Caldwell. Lieutenant Pierce left the military after Dalton's case. Said he couldn't handle knowing his bad advice had destroyed someone's future. Last I heard, he works at a non-profit helping veterans fight bad discharges. Does it for free. Says he owes it to Dalton. Dalton's dad started a veteran advocacy group focused on discharge upgrades. Helps dozens of soldiers every year who got screwed by vindictive commanders. Named it the Snickers Bar Project. When people ask about the name, he tells them Dalton's story. Reminds everyone that military justice isn't always just.